as long as I've studied this, I haven't allowed my standards to dip because what I thought I needed. I've always held my focus on what I wanted. If you are taking something that you believe is humbling or doing something out of a need that you think you have, and I'm not saying that need isn't there. Like, just, I'm not negating that. I'm not saying it's not there. But the fact is, right now, you can decide on what kind of job you would like, what kind of pay you would love to receive, connect with that vibration, and you will be able to receive it very, very quickly. So I would never give too much energy to try and adjust my paradigm to fit a specific situation. I would raise my expectations to meet my self-image, because what you're doing is you're compromising your self-image. I wouldn't do that if I were you. I'm not saying it's a black and white deal. I'm not saying you shouldn't. You could temporarily, as long as you know where you're going. But if you don't, it becomes a distraction and it starts feeling a lot, and you will place yourself in a vibration that is further from where you're trying to go. Ideally, you would find something that is a match to your vibration now, that is conducive to where you're going. And if you were to sit down and write a column out of, down with what you're good at, the skill sets you've built, and then a column of all the things you really like doing, there are places where they match. There are places where those two worlds collide, and it might be completely out of the box. But now you will find that you're choosing something that is in harmony with what you really like doing and your skill set. So it'll be easier for you to execute on. It won't feel like it's a compromise, at least for the time being. And it will keep you moving in the right direction onwards to the frequency that equals your goal. There are 1,000 options out there right now there are people right now that sit at the Googler trying to find somebody like you. You just haven't made them aware that you're there, because your paradigm has connected with something that you think you have to settle for. I would always encourage you to stretch and go beyond what you think you're capable of and build your self-image up to that. Now, if it's a matter of providing food on the table and keep the roof over our heads, we gotta make sure our basic needs are met. But that doesn't mean, like, I was driving Uber when I started this journey. I was delivering food, fast food, to people who shouldn't be eating it because they were too fat and too lazy to make their own way to the damn restaurant. And yes, that was extremely humbling. But I did not let that detract me from my vibration. I can remember for the first $70 I think they paid out, I bought a book on personal development, because I knew I was going to get out of this situation as fast as I humanly possibly can. So I know what it feels like, and it was a good experience for me because it taught me something, But longer term, you can't afford it. Now, we do these things because we think we need them, but the truth is we can't afford them. When I started my speaking career, that was around the same time. Like, that was not easy. And but I had made a commitment to myself. I wanted this. So I couldn't spend 8 hours a day in a work I wasn't passionate about. I could only spend 8 hours in front of the mirror, because that was going to build the skill set to become the person who could do the thing. It was very counterintuitive, really. It wasn't counterintuitive. My intuition told me what was right. Counter-logical, I would say. Logic says, just get a job. Intuition says, stay with the activities that will help build the skill set that is needed for where you're going. And like I said from the beginning, I'm not here to be everybody's best friend. I can be a really annoying person, and I'm okay with that at times, if that's how you have to feel to keep moving in the right direction. I won't make agreement with a past version of you. And it's a past version of you that would make that choice, and it's not the future version of you. You want to sit down and you want to turn that fear around. You want to write out all the potential positives. You would write out what you really would love, what salary you would love. And then you want to get to work selling yourself, selling what you're really good at to the right people. And when they can see how much value they get out of working with you compared to what they're paying, it's always a good fit. The price is always secondary. When they can see how much time they save, how much more productive they can be, how much more they can get done with a partner like you that can help them, wow, you know, that's a no-brainer. And if you talk to 10, if one calls for an interview, you just want 3 interviews, then do 30 people, that you reach out to. Now it's just a numbers game. It speaks to something that is common to all of us and something we all have had experience with probably, or will have experience with. You're being tested. You will always be tested through all sorts of experiences to see if you really want that goal or not. And there will be times, and I've seen this happen a lot with people who they're in a position, they're in a job, and they chart a new course and they know what they want. And the next day, their boss is offering them a raise and more benefits if they want to stay. And they're being tested. Like, do they really want it? You're being tested as well, as I see it. And of course, you have to do what you have to do to make life work. I'm not saying you shouldn't do that, but choose things that are more in harmony with where you're going, and don't choose things that are detracting from where you're going. Now the C goal becomes harder to achieve because you are giving energy to 2 completely different worlds at the same time. And that is not easy. So you want to give energy maybe to 2 worlds, but they have to be more alike. There's people to the worst financial climates who've made it happen on all levels. And there's people in the best financial climates that didn't. So it's not what happens out there. It's our approach to it. It's our mindset. Where before we may have had to talk to 10 people, now maybe it's 20 or 30 to get to the same volume. But then you have to automate some things, multiply yourself, create some leverage, and you can reach the same people. And you'll find once things start to return to normal, even though there's no such thing, but what we thought was normal, then you'll have become so much more effective. You will have created leverage. You will have more time with the family now because you have that system and those processes in place. Thank you so much for watching this video. I have linked to a couple more right here that I think you would like. Now, until next time, it's not who you are that holds you back. It's all the illusions of who you think you're not. This is Hansen. Thank you.